sense. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Wildlife Safari from Djuma Game Reserve in South Africa. My name is Patrick Gumede, and Catherine behind the camera this afternoon, and Craig Kennedy in final control. Very beautiful afternoon, as you can see. Beautiful light, very pleasant temperature. And we had an elephant feeding the marula fruits and just before we go. And he headed just down towards the dam. There were also some elephants going crazy down Gari Dam later this afternoon. Swing around at the area and see if we can manage to relocate them. But other than that, if we can see what we can find for you. And as I said, just towards the end of the drive this morning, Kurula was seen off Zoe's Road this morning, and she headed off to the west, possibly back to the Cubs, where she had them yesterday morning. And so we're going to see if we can scratch around in that part of the concession this afternoon and see if we can be lucky with Kurula and the Cubs. So that's pretty much the plan for this afternoon, so we'll see how it goes. So let's go and have a look around. I can see that big elephant bull static and feeding on the marula fruits again. It's way down on the bottom of quarantine. He is also in mast. It looks like he is coming to the end of his cycle, because he is not dripping quite heavily anymore. So let's go and take a closer look at him. Here we go, he's scratching his trunk against the marula tree there. He's a big boy, compared to the elephant bull that we saw on Chitakatlan this morning. Giantly giant Loxodonta africana. The king of the jungle. Jambu. The elephant of the Sabi Sands. He's listening to something. You might be listening to the other elephants that were at Gowrie Dam. I'm just gonna go a little bit forward just to have a good view of him. Is there anyone who would like to say giraffe this afternoon? He has quite a few holes on his right ear. This particular elephant bull will be about 50, 52, 53 years old. As we look on, and if you look on top of his tusks, and nice and clean, very, very, very bright white in color. So that's obviously from feeding. Wrapping around the bushes and the grass around the trunk and bracket with the tusks. I'm just going to remain silent for a few seconds with this guy is very close to the vehicle. I'm just going to let him do his own thing. There he goes. So he walks pretty fast here. And the elephant walk in a straight line without stopping and feeding will cover a huge distance within a short space of time. Where they? It's right ahead of us. Impala's running away from an elephant. Where are the baboons? Up in a tree. I was looking on into the ground. So we have 3 different species next to each other here. Impala, the elephant, and the Berbers, the Wobian baboons. You can see a couple of baboons feeding next to the impalas on the other side of quarantine. So this is obviously Gari Gang, the resident tribe of baboons. I can smell this elephant bull here. Smell his urine. Laurie is asking a question about the elephant bull in Mast, how many times a year do they go into mast? It depends on the age of the elephant bull, just to begin with, and also if an elephant bull does get the opportunity to mate if he comes into mast. So if he doesn't get the opportunity to mate, then he will go into mast 3 or 4 times a year. Because being in mast, it doesn't necessarily mean that a particular elephant bull will have an opportunity to mate with the female. So there are elephant bulls that have a right to mate, and whenever the females come into estrus. So they do fight and ascertain the dominance among themselves. It's competition. Nothing comes easy if you're an animal, especially if you're a male animal. So it's always competitions among the other males. The baboon is sitting like a king. They also eat the marula fruits in this time of the year, the baboons. And they've also been known of getting drunk after eating the marula fruits. Which I'm not entirely sure about the truth beyond it. But I pretty much doubt if the baboons also get drunk from eating the marula fruits. But as I said this morning, the deformation process takes about 3 days on average. So I don't think that the baboons will keep the marula fruits inside them for more than 2 days. Just like an elephant. But they eat and process their food very quickly and pass through the system and out. That's why the elephants eat constantly to maintain their big body. Otherwise, then they will lose the condition and possibly die of starvation. Yeah. So they can rest in some shade when it's very, very hot. Yeah. When the temperature is about 40 degrees, and then they will stop feeding and look for some shelter and rest for about an hour. But other than that, they eat day and night. Resting his head against the marula tree again. And the big bull elephants like this tend to rest their heads against the trees in the hot days. Scratching his ear against the tree. There we go. Scratching behind his ear now. Moving up and down slightly. Yeah. And he's leaning against it. You can tell that he is an older elephant bull, and purely by his behavior. Resting his head against a tree while he's feeding, scratching his body very, very slowly and steady. Very interesting creatures, the elephants. They're also my favorite animals here. I can watch them and follow them all day long, studying their behavior, socializing and interacting with them. These elephants are everywhere, especially in the Southern Creek and the Sands this time of the year. So coming to safari this time of the year and then leave without seeing an elephant, it will be like waking up in the morning and without seeing the sun. Very pleasant wind. We're all loving it. It's a natural air conditioning system. I'm calculating his shoulder height, and I think he's about 4.5, 4.6 or 7 shoulder height. And the mature elephant bull and weighs between 5.5 to 6 tons on average. So this guy is probably weighing about 5.2 tons, maybe 5.5 tons. But just looking at the size of this guy, and he's incredibly large. He's resting his back right leg now. They rotate the legs. So he will rest front legs and then back legs and at different times when he's standing and feeding like this. So at the moment he's leaning to the left. You can see his whole body is leaning to the left. So he's resting both of his left legs. There we go. Now he's resting both of his right legs. Sometimes it's one leg at a time or two legs at a time. So they are capable of resting the right back leg and the front left leg. But they don't lift them off the ground, so they just when you raise them and they still touch the ground. So you just don't put too much weight on them. Because he has to balance the whole body, otherwise he will have a problem. I think we shall leave him to it. Very relaxed guy. And we're gonna go and look for the giraffe. Maybe we can skip the giraffe because no one got back to me about seeing a giraffe this afternoon. Some seconds catch Bobians. Okay. The cat is suggesting if we can look at some baboons first. We'll go look for the giraffe. I don't see that giraffe anymore. I must have headed further to the west towards Zeus Road. There's 2, 4, 5 baboons that they can see now. I saw a tiny little baby with the mom earlier when we were sitting with the elephant bull. Must be hiding in this long grass here. There's a big male with the female over there. Yeah, they're mating. That was very quick. We don't often see the Gauri gang these days, and apparently they hang out around Vietela camp and down at Brenishland north of our camp and in the Malawati. I can't see his head now. There's a big branch of a tree in front of him. So he could be the dominant male in this trip here, just judging about the size of him. So he's currently in the lookout of any approaching danger. As you can see, and he's constantly looking around. There we go. Jumping from one branch to another to have a good view of the surrounding ground. Oh, look at that big yawn. Just look at the size of his canines. Incredibly large in relation to the body size. And there have been records of big male baboons of killing leopards, young leopards and females leopard. And some leopards tend to prey on baboons, and especially the youngsters and babies. He's constantly yawning at that male baboon. They will be going to bed in the next 3 hours. Not even 3 hours, 2.5 hours, I'll guess, because it gets dark here and at 6:15, 6:20, thereabout. There's baboons in this area and are not active and after dark. Because of lots of lions, leopards and hyenas around. Baboons are a sight and it's amazingly good.
And the baby.
Where's the baby? Over there, nice. There we go. There's the baby, well spotted. Oh, there we go. Jumping off the mom's back. Yeah. Was sitting on mom's back like a jockey. And for the first month after birth, and the baby baboons sit under the mom's belly, and when it develops and will start getting stronger, and then they sit on the mom's back. There we go, sitting on mom's back again, enjoying the free ride. Just clinging there nicely, yeah. And they don't fall off. These baboons are very, very hairy creatures. So the baby hold on the long hair. But when the baboons are moving around and foraging for food, and the baby doesn't hold on too tight. But if the danger coming through or they're threatened by something, and the mom will warn the baby to hold on very, very tight. And sometimes I've seen a big male baboons and grabbing the babies and off the mom's backs or even under the belly and run with 3 legs and one hand holding the baby. Now I've seen a dominant male baboon disciplining the mothers when they are careless to the babies. So they also have a very interesting social structure behavior, the baboons. The interaction is also phenomenal. Look at the two babies playing over there. The other one is still relatively new, yeah. Still yellow on his face. To the big male baboon and was about to discipline that female for leaving the baby unattended, leaving the other impalas around and also other individual baboons are around. I think the baboons are more protective to the babies and more than the other animals. Carol, good afternoon to you. Carol would like to know if I've ever seen a baboon jumping onto the elephant's back. No, I haven't ever seen something like that before, Carol. And I've never heard of that. Maybe it has happened before in Africa. I don't know. If a baboon's going to jump into the elephant's back, and the elephant will go berserk. It will run through the thick bushes and just trample everything. Whatever comes on the elephant's way, it will destroy it within seconds. Afternoon. There's some impalas and berbers, and Ndlovu was on the southern end of quarantine. It looks like headed south, and giraffe was also on the northwestern edge of quarantine. Okay, confirm Ndlovu or Lulamit? Okay, copy. I also like to come and book at the Nutla. I can hear Graham squad bike coming this way. The baboon's man, Graham Cook. I think that female baboon also got the idea of Graham's quad by coming this way. It's only a dominant male has a mating right. The baboons fight and aggressively for the mating rights, and then sometimes and dominance obviously, and then sometimes they do kill each other. And last year we witnessed the two big male baboons having a huge battle. And they fought for several days, and they were running around the whole place, running through camps and stuff villages and all over the concession, fighting. I don't know who won between the two males. Maybe Graham Cookson knows a lot more better about this baboon than any one of us. Graham has been doing studies on Gowrie gang for the past 10 years. And he knows them individually. So I can't really tell, I'm afraid. Ga?
Yeah, afternoon, Ted. What's your route, Ted?
Possibly gonna check Zoe's road to the south. Okay, copy, thanks. Yeah, I'll try and follow up on Kurila. No, negative, not yet. Still on quarantine with the Barbers and Mala and Madrai. So Graham Cook is here. What's the name of the school? So this baboon's an associate Graham Cook as part of the family. So they know him very well as well. And they allow him to get as close as possible to them. Which I'm not surprised for them to be in a very good relationship with Graham, as I said, and has been studying on this particular trip of baboons for several years. There's also a head of wallabies coming in. Quarantine, it's very busy this afternoon. Gonna go a little bit forward. Male impalas running around after the females, just trying to keep them on line and together. It's too early for the male impalas to start running around and chasing the females and trying to keep them together. And the rotting usually starts between April and May. Impalas fight and injure each other, sometimes kill each other. They also become the easiest target in the rotting season. They don't maintain the safety as they would, so they concentrate on the females and fighting with other males and to keep them away from the females. And they're often taken out by predators. Roxas School in London. Welcome to Wildlife Safari in this beautiful afternoon. We're sitting with a trip of baboons and impalas and all around us, and there's also a herd of wallabies feeding on the bottom of the open area, and there's also a giraffe just north of us. And we've just lost a vigil of an elephant bull in Marston, and he also headed off to the south towards the drainage line. So if you have any question that you would like to ask him, you are more than welcome to do so, and I will try and answer them to the best of my knowledge. And we have Graham Cook here, the baboons man, and he does the baboons study and Djuma Game Reserve in South Africa. And my name is Patrick Gumede, presenting this afternoon. Cat behind the camera, and Craig Kennedy in final control. And Cat says, welcome. Baboons have disappeared in the long grass somewhere on the bottom of the open area. Maybe we should go and take a look at the giraffe. It's been waiting there for us since this afternoon. I haven't seen some giraffes lately, so it would be nice to spend some few minutes with that particular giraffe bull. Where did he go? I'm sure we'll find him on the other side of the open area, still browsing. There's the bull giraffe standing in some shades. It's still quite hot and for the animals to be moving around a lot. They try and stick around in the lower-lying areas where it's nice and cool, and obviously emerge after the sunset when the temperature is nice and cool. Just going to stop here. Don't want to get too close to him and disturb him. He's busy chewing his card now. George of the Jungle, Lulamiti. taller than the trees. I did. And as soon as it stops chewing, then you must look up on his neck. You can see the ball of food going down the neck into the stomach, and then again come up the neck again and starts chewing again. So the giraffe then will eat as much as possible, and it will spend a couple of hours chewing the cud. Look at that. But it's very hard to see the food, the ball of food going down the throat and up again.
The class would like to know, I've got a lot of questions, we have to keep it quite short. One of the children wants to know, how long do the monkeys sleep for?
Okay, a question from the class, and it's from one of the Lena, would like to know how long do the monkeys sleep for. The primates, like baboons and monkeys, and being the nocturnal creatures, they sleep or they go to bed after dark at around 6:30, 7 o'clock. They're about until 6 o'clock the next morning. So it's about 12 hours that they sleep. So they spend 12 hours moving around, foraging for food, and they sleep for 12 hours.
One of the kids wants to know, has anybody ever been attacked by animals on the reserve?
And another question from the classroom, and has anyone been attacked by animals on the reserve? Attacked, no, but we often get charged by potential dangerous animals that occur on the reserve. And this morning we've been charged by the elephant, bull and mast, and lions, leopards also often charge us, but we have never had anyone who has been killed by animals on this reserve. So we have been sharing the land with the wildlife for many decades. Animals are used to us, and are used to the vehicles, driving around here almost every day or twice a day, and they don't see us as food, or as we don't present any threat to them. Yeah.
Any particular time of day that you will see different animals?
And another threat question, is there any particular day or time that we see different animals? Yes, but it just depends, and as days are different. So every day and you go out there and you see different things, but some days you go out and see nothing, or you see almost everything. So, but in the morning, it's generally good for the cat species, your lions, leopard, cheetahs, and wild dogs, because it's a perfect time for them to hunt and patrol the territories. And in the afternoon, we often see the variety of general game species, such as giraffes, impalas, waterbucks, baboons also moving around. And we also do see cats in the late afternoon, just after the sunset, because the temperature also drops after sunset. So then the nocturnal species start moving around looking for food and also patrolling the territories. Yeah. So you can't really say, but it just vary, as I said.
One more question. How tall is the giraffe? How big is the giraffe? Why can I hear myself on giraffe?
Okay, another question about the giraffe. How tall does the giraffe get on average, and why he has horns? Bull giraffes can get up to 5.5 meters tall, and females about 4.5 or 4.6 meters tall. So that is the difference between the bull giraffe and the females. And then above sexes have horns. So the bulls use their horns to fight with the other bulls. It's fighting over females. And the females hardly use their horns because they don't compete with each other. I think we shall leave this male giraffe to it, and he's still busy chewing his food. He's not going to do much. Let's go out and see what else we can find. The tallest land mammal, Zirafa. We're gonna do Zeus Road to the south. And a question from the class: how long do the giraffes live for? And are there different types of giraffes? Giraffes can live up to 28 years in the world. And in Southern Africa we only have one type of giraffe, which is the Southern giraffe, the one that we just saw now. But there are a variety of giraffe species in Africa. There's Maasai giraffes and reticulum giraffes, which we don't get them here, as I said. They occur up in East Africa. And the Sabi Sand, and including the Greater National Park, is a big five country. And we also have the variety of antelope species. So can you kids tell me what animals are the big five? And why they're called the big five? Maybe that'll be too much for you, so you can just tell me the animals that belong to the big five. You must have heard of the big five before. Perhaps some of you have been to the safaris before in Africa. So you've been to the safari before, and then you should know what the big five is. Can you go again if that's correct? How fast can a rhino run? Okay. How fast can a rhino run? Rhino can run about 50-60 kilometers per hour. If it does stampede, about 60 kilometers per hour. But now I'm riding about 50 kilometers per hour. Most of the large creatures here, elephants, buffalo, can run about just between 40 and 50 kilometers per hour. It's only for a short distance. About 30 miles. And the class also want to know how long have I been guiding for, and are the animals protected here? If I put it together, since I have been working in this industry as a tracker and eventually became a guide, it's about 13 years, 1-3. Some elephant tracks here. And when you say protected, there are fences on the boundaries of the reserves. So animals are only protected of moving to the local villages and outside the reserve. But yes, so we have electric fence that go around the boundaries of the reserves. Because we don't want the animals to go outside the reserve and destroy the people's livestock and kill people out there. But there are no fences between the game reserves here. There were fences many years ago and they have been taken down. So it is a vast free roaming area for the animals here. So they migrate from the west to the east and from the south to the north. So there are no fences between. Hello. Kuriko. E mshofa me safi yangu kutala bush proud ne. Okay. Afternoon. And another question. How many animals are in the game reserve? Wow, it's a lot of animals. Plenty animals here. Impalas, maybe 250,000 or more. And lions about 15,000. That's the last time I heard. Buffaloes more than 25,000. Elephants about 16 to 17,000. And yeah, millions and millions of the other little animals. So I've got a lot of animals here. The Kruger National Park alone is about 2.5 million hectares. Which is about 5 million, not 5,000, 5 million acres. So It's about the same size as Israel. And I've also been told that it's bigger than Wales in England. I don't know if you guys can agree with me. I'm not too sure how big the Wales is, but they're saying it's bigger than Wales. So it's a vast area. So we have millions of other little animals and thousands of the other animals. And hundreds of the large animals, thousands of cat species. And the Sabi Sands, where we are, or where Djuma Game Reserve is situated, is about 65,000 hectares. And it's obviously the part of the Greater Kruger National Park, which is 5 million acres. And we have Timbavati Reserve up in the north, which is about 45,000 hectares. Kasiri is about 25,000 hectares. Manuleti Reserve, 25,000 hectares. And all those smaller reserves are incorporated into the Greater Kruger National Park. So it is plus 5 million acres. So it's a huge area. Okay, this is another question. It is a bit difficult for me to answer or to give you the accurate measurement of a lion's canines. How big can they get? Maybe I'll find something just to give you an idea how big they can get. I've got a pen over here. Maybe I have to stop because it will be very difficult for the camera to zoom into it and focus onto it. So if you look at this pen, from the sharp point to where my thumb is, that's how the lion's teeth can get. Pretty much over there. So they are very large and sharp. They are as sharp as the tip of this pen, especially for the young lions. But all the lions, they weigh down as they get older, just from crunching the bones and ripping off the skins and fighting with the other males, and they weigh out as they get older. How long does an elephant live for? And what is the most dangerous animal we have here? Yeah, I'll show you the most dangerous animal that we get here. Just give me 2 or 3 minutes and then I will show you the most dangerous animal that we get here. And the elephant can live up to 65 years in the world. I think that is an average lifespan of a human being, 65 years. And you have elephants in the reserve. Very much so. Lots of elephants around the moment. Just before you get on board, and we sat with the elephant for about half an hour. Beautiful elephant, bull elephant. And he was coming south from the lodge, so just gonna quickly check the dam here down the road, and then we're gonna make our way to the north, and then so we might bump on him. Very beautiful elephant bull, nice tusks, very relaxed. Rhino, beautiful, nice. Oh, look at the horn. I'm just going to stop here and show you the rhino just before he disappears into the bushes. So if it does stay there, we're going to go around the other side of the dam and take a closer look. Look at the horn. It's very, very long and sharp. Wow. This is the white rhinoceros, or a square-lipped rhinoceros, which is very, very common in this part of the world. So in fact, they are widely distributed throughout the park. That is a bull rhino. It's very, very unusual for a rhino bull to have a very, very long horn like that. Rhino bulls' horns tend to be broader and shorter. And females' horns tend to be very, very long and sharp because they don't use it for anything. They can only use the horns to protect the youngsters from the lions or from any danger that they may encounter. There's a hippo in the water here. The sun's shining right into the eyes. They're just trying to keep up with the rhino first, and then I'll come back to the hippo. I wanted to show you the hippo, which is the most dangerous animal that we get here. There's another question about the rhino. How many rhinos are here? And how much do they weigh? The problem is going to be the glare of the sun into the camera, but he's standing around the corner. There he goes, he's getting mobile again. Just going to try our best, and if he moves further, then we're going to leave him to it and then go back to the hippo. So try one more time. We have two different types of rhinos in the park, but this is the most common rhino that we often see. The square-lipped rhinoceros, or a white rhino. And the black rhinos are extremely rare. They are very, very extinct. And the rhino weighs about 2.5 tons, 2,500 kilograms. And at the hump on the rhino's back that you're asking about, what is the purpose for it? That is the muscles that the head is attached into it. So, and also help the rhino to hold his head up when he's walking around, because the head is very, very, very heavy. Yeah. So to have a large head and like a rhino, you need to have a very strong muscles on your neck and the shoulders to hold the neck and keep it off the ground when the animal is walking. It's moving off into the drainage line, so we're gonna leave him to. It's nice to see the rhino this afternoon, and this morning we also saw two rhinos, the bull and the female, but their horns were not as impressive as this particular rhino bull's horn, very long and sharp. I've seen this particular rhino bull before, so it's nice to see him again back on the concession. So we're going to go back to the hippo, folks, the dangerous animal. I'm sure the kids are enjoying and loving it so far. Same as me and Kat behind the camera. We are certainly enjoying it, every moment of it. Just gonna stop over here The hippo might pop out of the water to say hello to us. There you go, can you see his eyes on the surface of the water now? He's gone under again. The hippos intend to show off by this time of the afternoon, when the temperature is dropping. There are night animals, the hippos. So they usually come out of the water after dark to go and graze, and then come back into the water in the early mornings before the sun rises. But having said that, and sometimes they do come out of the water and graze around the dams and rivers. And sometimes they do stay out of the water for a day or two, especially in the winter times when the temperature is nice and cool, doesn't get as hot as in summer. So they will spend time out of the water, lying down in the drainage lines during the day, under the trees, just to cool off and keep the skin moist. Kingfisher diving into the water. Wow, that's very nice. It's also cooling off. It's been a long, hot day for everyone. Okay, I'm gonna quickly say goodbye to this call, and it has been an absolute pleasure for joining us this afternoon. Thanks very much for all the questions I sent in through. I hope you enjoy every second and minute and moment of it, and I hope you'll join us sometime again soon. And for me, Patrick, and Kate behind the camera, Craig back in color control. Bye, kids. Have a good day. Ciao. The hippos is not doing much either. It's a bit dodgy this afternoon. You can just see the bubbles on the surface of the water, and he's not showing off. He's not very keen this afternoon, so we're not going to force him. So we're going to leave him in peace, not in pieces, and not in the bad mood either. Question from WePet, wanting to know what is my favorite animal and why. Oh, my favorite animal. I have been asked the same question by my 4-year-old son about a week ago. And he said, "Daddy, what is your favorite animal and why?" So I'm glad Pet asked the same question that has been asked by my son. So good afternoon to you, Whippet. My favorite animal is an elephant. It's another Togopan quail. Stop and pick it up quickly, and I'll be right back behind the steering wheel and address your question, Whippet. Done? Okay. So this tool, and I'll talk to you about it after the question about my favorite animal. It's an elephant. And why I love elephants is because they're so gently creatures. Very, very majestic and intelligent animals. And I also like their social structure, behavior, how they talk to each other, the social interaction, as I said. And it's just so nice. It's so awesome just to sit and watch them doing their own thing. You know, they're not like the lions when they had a decent meal and just sleep and the whole day and do absolutely nothing. So the elephants are always doing something nice. When they trumpet at the vehicles, charge the vehicles like the bull elephant in Must charged us this morning. It was priceless for me. I think it's whatever the elephants do, and it's a very, very unique experience to me. So I love elephants. It's a grey bush. That look like my favorite creature, Jumbo, the gentle giant. And I respect him, you know. I respect elephants. In every aspect of life, for that matter. So, there we go. The Pumbas. The Watties. Onchi. The pigs. This is the same group we saw by Chalapan a couple of days ago. They're not very relaxed to the vehicles. I'm surprised they are standing in the ground this afternoon. Now perhaps they are slowly the vehicles. They realized, or they are realizing that we're not a threat to them at all. So we're gonna teach them that we don't hunt them with guns, we only hunt them with cameras and leave our footprints behind. That's all what we do here. We're the naturalists, conservationists, and entertainers. So there's a couple of them, they are on the knees feeding. There we go, taking off now. Yeah, feeding again. If I turn the engine on, they will run like crazy. Yeah. It's a big mama looking at us through the bushes there, with little ears pointing towards us. Yeah. The warthogs sleep in termite mound holes. That usually dig by the aardvarks and abandon them. And they only come out of the burrows in the early mornings to graze and go back to sleep before dark. I want to talk to you about the Parapan quill. It is a very, very important tool to the local people, especially in the Ndebele speaking people in Zimbabwe. They collect the porcupine quills and design heads and sometimes they make mats that are used to decorate tables, breakfast tables, lunch or dinner tables. And the local people down here also use them as toothpicks, permanent toothpicks. After having a beefsteak or whatever meat, people they wash this nicely and then take the pieces of meat and stuck between the teeth out of this thing, Parapan quill, and they'll wash it and put it back. And the Sangamas, the traditional healers, also use it as a medicinal purposes. I don't know what they use it for. Station radar's been down for a while. Any update on Western Gowrie? Okay, copy, confirm who's on the sighting. Okay, copy. I'll give it a go if I'm just on Elphinscar Road at the moment. I'm on channel 3. It sounds like they have located Gorilla on Zousron Junction with Philemon's cut line. We drove past there about 20 minutes ago and we didn't see anything. Station with Gorilla coming. Station with Gorilla coming for Patrick, Wildlife Safari, please. trying to listen to the radio, and I can hardly copy the guys, and it's crackling a bit. I'm just gonna make our way towards the area and try and move it up a bit. She must be on the hunt at the moment. Yeah, but this morning she was hunting, and she moved into the block between Zoe's Road and Impala Plains. Presumably, and she was going back to nest the cubs after hunting. I don't think she had any luck last night or this morning. And she had something, and she would have been on the kill by now. I will come in. Well, good afternoon, it's Patrick here. I'm just at Treehouse Dam at the moment. Do you think I will be able to make it? I didn't copy, just go give the message, confirm she has already crossed over to the west. Way into Alatusa. Okay, copy, thanks. Tough luck again this afternoon. Unfortunately, she has crossed over into Alatusa. It's very common. It's not the first and the last time the animal crosses over into the neighborhoods where it's a no-go area for most of us. So I'm just gonna see what else we can find, folks. We never give up. We don't know what is gonna come out around the corner. There's some elephant tracks here. That's a beauty about the safari, as we reiterate. She will obviously come back because the cubs are on Western Gari side. We just don't know where they are. But we have an idea pretty much where the cubs are hidden, but we cannot just go there and bash through the bushes to try and look for them. So we don't do that necessarily unless it is a confirmed sighting when we go off-road. But driving around and looking for no reason is bad to the bush. Anyway, tomorrow's still a day. And now cat behind the camera wants to see Karula and the cubs desperately. Your day will come. Hello, Franklins. I didn't run away. There's a youngster there. This is the male in the road. And that's the young one on the right hand side of the road. There you go. There are the other youngsters. 3 youngsters. There's a 4th one. What is a female? The male and female francolins are distinguished by the spikes on their feet. So the females don't have the spikes on the, not on the feet, on the legs, sorry folks. On the legs, females don't have the spikes on the legs, only the males have. Because they use the spikes and they will they'll rub the spikes against each other to attract the females. And also, it's also used for dominance display against the other males, francolins. So they'll also rub the spikes each other and they move like in the kind of what's the word? The kind of dive like moving one side. Like it's just like chickens at home. They do pretty much the same thing when males are challenging each other. So they'll rub the sparks against each other and they'll kind of move towards the other male in a very funny position, and they'll start hitting each other with their wings, like typical birds fight. Very interesting to see them displaying. Confirm what population, lions or buffalo? Penny, good afternoon to you. Penny sends the information about the lion's population, saying that there is 1,700 lions population. So the population has obviously declined tremendously for the past few years. The last time I looked at the statistics, in the lion's population was around 3,500. Wow, it's a very big difference there. From 3,500 lions to 1,500. lines. The penny is that from the whole of the Kruger National Park, including Sand, Manyaletton and Timberwatch Reserve, or just the Kruger National Park alone. We're in Mamba Road heading west. Sorry, I don't know what direction this time. We're heading east towards Chitakad line, the eastern cut line for concession for traversing area. And this morning we saw some fresh leopard tracks going south on Chitakad line. That's why I'm checking Mamba Road this afternoon. It's a road that I don't often drive. I don't know why. I don't often drive Mamba Road. It's a pretty road, but it's just very, very thick here, and it's very thick around the road, and we don't often see much this time of the year. And there are lots of smaller monkey fruits tree. The yellow monkey fruits. They are very, very impenetrable. Yeah. So there's something in the bushes, and then you can't really go through this monkey oranges fruit tree. You push one or two of them down, and they will rip your wires off. Diesel pipes will also get ripped off. So I've got a very huge respect to them. It's like pushing over zebra woods. It's not good for the tires. Yeah. A very hard wood and a very sharp thorns that can easily drill a hole through the tire. Doesn't matter what kind of tires you have on your Land Rover, but they will be able to drill a hole through it and deflate your tires immediately. Let's go around this way. Looking for the leopard now. We're in the leopard search. We see Impala, we don't stop for Impala, we don't stop for LBJs either, the little brown jobbies. Until we find the leopard before we lose the lights and time consumes us. Oh, we're gonna stop for the BBJ rather, a big brown jobby. up in a tree. Stay there, my boy. I know it's very photogenic here. He wants to be famous. The Bateleur eagle. Or a short tall eagle. We often find this particular eagles around this area. So basically, we often find them between this link road and the other road down on the bottom, Leadwood Link Road. And last year they had a young Bateleur that they managed to raise successfully. So it must be fully independent by now. It's one of the most prettiest raptor that we get in this part of the world. Nice. Okay, let's carry on for Leopard 6. I'm going to drive underneath the eagle. Getting cold now, yeah? Temperature's dropping. Looks like we're going to have another stunning sunset this afternoon, and we're in the right area for a stunning sunset. That? Yeah. This is where the rhinos were lying down this morning. like way down the road in the distance. Let's check the side of the road, see if there's any movement. No, Lutu. That's a negative. What is that? Is something? What? Is that a rhino or something? See, just over the bump, way up on the road.
Yeah.
Maybe just try and zoom into it and you might be able to see it better. It looks like a rhino. Maybe I can stand up. Yeah, it looks like a rhino to me. It's just too far for the camera. So it must be the same rhinos that we saw this morning. The leopard track that we saw this morning, we're here, exactly where we are, and we're heading south along the road. I'm just wondering if we shouldn't check Drankersbay Drive Road and see what we can find down there. Or maybe there's thinking here. Maybe make our way towards Twin Dams. Franklin's going crazy. It's further down the road. We're gonna go and scratch around at the ear and see what we can find. What a beautiful light, yeah? Shining through large trees. Stunning colors, yeah? This is Africa. Our beautiful continent. And we love you, Africa. Yeah, change of route plan. So we're gonna check Lakewood Link because we did not manage to check Lakewood Link Road this morning. Maybe the truck's headed off that way. You never know. We're just looking around. I don't want to miss the stunning sunset this afternoon. It's gonna be absolutely gorgeous sunset. Okay, Franklins, tell me what you saw here. What was making you crazy? Like crazy. Now, leopards prefer the drainage lines and riverbeds and thick bushes, and so this is an ideal habitat for the leopards. Still too bright. Maybe the cat can do a magic to make it stunning. Let us enjoy the moment of silence and look at the beautiful sunset in Africa. Just gonna quickly try one more spot for the sunset, and we will carry on before leopard says. But we have about 15 minutes, 5 minutes remaining to the end of the drive this afternoon. So I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. I think this is also special. Need to turn around. Forward. It's not gonna work. We go back there. Yeah. Maybe I can stick the nose over there. It might work. It was wonderful, yeah. But where else in the world, yeah, can you see a stunning sunset like that, yeah? Wow, this is Africa. Once again, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of Franklins on this road this afternoon. Wow, I've never seen so many Franklins on this road before. I think they hang up on this road because it's not a very busy road, I suppose. Some animals need peace. Peace and quietness. Where is our leopard? No trucks on this road either. But difficult to see trucks on this road because the ground is very, very hard. Okay. Thanks very much for the compliments for the sunset. And thanks very much, Kate. You made my day. It was a very special sunset to me as well. Okay, we're on the main road. Gowrie. Main road. We are creeping up to Twin Dams. To go and see if there's any movement over there before we call it a night. No movement around Twin Dams. It's very peaceful around the dam. Getting dark here for the camera. That's why we're switching to black and white. Okay, we're gonna call it a day, folks. And I'm gonna say goodbye to all of you who joined us this afternoon and sent questions. And it has been a wonderful drive, must say. Nice rhino bull, nice elephant, nice burbos and impalas running around next to an elephant. And beautiful sunset just towards the end of the drive. That was stunning, priceless sunset, I must say, this afternoon. I've seen so many sunsets before, or in the past 20 years, but that was absolutely a special sunset to me. And I hope everyone did enjoy it thoroughly. And you have been watching Wildlife Safari from Djuma Game Reserve in South Africa. My name is Patrick, and Kat has been behind the rig, showing all these magnificent creatures that we saw this afternoon, and Craig back in fire control. Thanks very much for sitting there. And yeah, have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning same time for the AM Safari. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, this is Craig in Final Control, and thank you for joining us for the PM Safari with Patrick.